Hello, everyone. Welcome to another captivating episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com. The Union Cabinet recently gave its nod to 12 new industrial smart cities with an outlay of Rs 28,602 crore. The government plans to build world class greenfield industrial smart cities on the lines of plug and play and walk to work concepts. These cities will be spread across 10 states and 6 major industrial corridors. They're likely to emerge as a backbone of the Golden Quadrilateral, or GQ, a national highway network connecting several major industrial, agricultural, and cultural centers of India. The industry has welcomed the government's bid to upgrade physical infrastructure. Experts believe that smart cities are set to drive demand for residential, commercial, and industrial spaces, creating new opportunities for home buyers and investors alike. Amid the boost to affordable housing in the Union budget for 24-25, and of course the latest cabinet decision, a quarterly analysis by digital real estate brokerage firm PropTiger.com shows that housing sales in India's 8 prime residential markets fell 6% during the April to June period on the back of a tapering of new supplies. However, Bengaluru and Delhi-NCR bucked the trend. The demand in these markets rose by 30% and 10%, respectively. To help us understand the government's policy decisions and the prevailing trends, we have with us someone who knows all of this like the back of his palm, Mr. Angad Bedi, Chairman cum Managing Director, CMD BCD Group, which is headquartered in Bengaluru. The BCD Group has delivered more than 150 million square feet of commercial and residential real estate over the past 70 years. The group's expertise spans turnkey development, energy efficient buildings, design, and facilities management. Come to think of it, the company's current order book entails development projects to the tune of rupees 1,500 crore across Bengaluru. Hello and a warm welcome, Angad. Delighted to have you on the show.
Thank you, Gaurav. And it's a pleasure to be there with you. I mean, too many interesting thoughts. You've brought it all together in one frame.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have people like you to help us understand and also share your perspective. I'll start this with a very fundamental question. The top cities in India, and these are the biggest growth centers, they remain the biggest growth centers in terms of economic activity because they're generating income, they're generating employment. But in the process, they're also attracting large numbers of people. While that's a very good thing, it is at the same time very important to decongest these by creating smart, modern, and progressive satellites with all amenities and infrastructure. Hosur and Bengaluru are examples of this, isn't it? In this context, how do you see the cabinet decision to create 12 new smart cities to help decongest urban agglomerations across the country, particularly the very large cities where in some cases, we see many of these cases, the civic infrastructure is bursting at its seams. This appears to be a smart policy move, isn't it? Creating of smart cities, Angad?
I think the government has always been at the forefront of planning smart cities. Chandigarh was one of the pioneers in smart cities back in the day, an organized setup. There were 4 or 5 large micro markets like MMR, NCR, Chennai, and West Bengal. Bangalore itself started as about 3 decades back as a smart city, with the emergence of cities like Hyderabad, Pune, all of them in the 80s, 90s when they started. They were smart cities in itself as a city, but the population index and the migration, which has been happening since early 2000s when real estate has really taken off in the country in terms of the size of the industry as well as the growth and the development which is happening. I think we would say that today each city would have effectively 4 to 5 micro cities in the middle of it. If we were to look at it, Whitefield is a smart city in itself, and Electronic City is a smart city, and Sarjapur. Each micro pocket is emerging as a area which is self reliant on its own infrastructure, the school, the colleges, the employment, the people, micro market, your IT, your malls, everything all inclusively within that micro market so that people don't need to transit from east to west, north to south. And as we are seeing each micro city becoming another micro pocket, we are going to be seeing a lot of planned development from the government sides of the 12 master cities, which is going to take time and is going to be a panned out. But as developers, as conscious real estate players, understanding the market, we are each one of us is looking to make a 200, 500, 700 acres townships as a
Mm,
fully integrated township because we all agree that going forward, integrated townships is the way ahead. The
mm,
traffic woes, the congestion, the roads, the infrastructure, as what it is, cannot be expanded beyond a period of time. And
abs-
horizontally, expanding the developments rather than vertically stressing the areas in terms of high rises, I think it's a very planned initiative for all large developers to keep the height, at least in cities like Bangalore, Pune, apart from a Hyderabad market or a Mumbai micro market, which goes into G plus 60s and G plus hundreds. These two cities have been very well planned in terms of G plus 5 to G plus 30 is where we are at, not causing stress on a point load in the infrastructure and the development, whereas giving each builders to horizontally, expand.
Absolutely.
Hosur is a very, you know, pivotal road, the
Mm,
area itself and the Hosur road, what we call it, because it connects Karnataka to Tamil Nadu and the entire infrastructure today of manufacturing is coming in the Sipcot vicinity of Tamil Nadu. So
mhm,
that area with the new airport, which is planned over here in 2031, once the international airport in Bangalore is
mhm.
out of the exclusivity, that itself is going to then become an independent micro market because for a consumer who is staying towards Hosur Road to
Mm,
effectively reach North Bangalore Airport is going to become practically impossible with a duration of 2 to 2.5 hours on a normal working travel time.
that's right.
That to take a transit flight within India, wherein the maximum flight time within India is about 3 hours, that's like a Delhi to Chennai, one of the longest hauls. So people would not want to spend that much time onto the roads within a
Mm,
city, which started, as you know, earlier as a garden city, and then it went into the lake city, then it went into the IT hub,
yeah.
and today I think it's described as the fastest growing city of all times and one of the
Right.
best, in fact, of the world category to be, accepted as with the living index, the quality of life. And what we find, at least in Bangalore, is it's got a very inclusive population. So we have,
Absolutely.
apart from the religion, apart from multicultural people, apart from expats, all living in the Dubai model. That's what
Mhm.
Bangalore stands for.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, Ankar, because you talk about Bangalore, and if we look at the overall trends of the first quarter, as Prop Tiger has put out in its report, it's very interesting because Bangalore remains a very cheerful, bullish outlier in India's overall property market, particularly in the April to June quarter, because while Bangalore managed to defy the trend, when housing sales nationally dipped by 6%, Bangalore actually registered a very robust growth. What is it that is driving Bengaluru, and what is this bullishness? The key determinants of this bullishness, and also, in your view, what's the outlook for other metros in the southern region, particularly Chennai and Hyderabad? Angad.
So I think India today is at a $450 billion real estate sector as in 2024. And the way we are looking with the projections, we are looking to stand at $1 trillion real estate sector by 2030.
Mm,
Now, if you look at last year's sales in 2023, approximately 70,000 homes were sold in Bangalore itself. So
mm,
if the industry is to develop from a $450 billion to $1 trillion in 2030, then it in fact has to grow 2x every year. So
mm,
that means this year it has to do a lakh and a half of sales. And that
mm,
goes for across all tier metros. for
Mm,
them to reach to the $1 trillion, which is easily acceptable as a number today in the real estate scenario, how things are, with
mm,
stability at the center, with stability in terms of employment, job creation. The macroeconomics look stable. Within India, there is a huge requirement for housing which is coming in. Given the
mm,
growth of after IT, there is e-commerce, warehousing, there is back-end, uh, a lot of work which is happening for the global markets within India. And to keep it simple, I think Bangalore is a very affordable $100 to $150 real estate. To put it in
right.
rupee terms, it's an 8,000 to 12,000 rupees square foot market. For
Mm,
that, when you're getting an A plus category home, as well as you getting all your amenities, I think it's in the reach of a very large segment of home buyers, given
mm,
any other micro market. And though it is leading it, Hyderabad is also on an active growth plan, and Chennai is yet picking it up
mm,
because emergence of Pune, Hyderabad, and Bangalore, a lot of the demand comes in from the expat populations.
mm,
Apart from the job creation happening in the IT sectors and the international segments of work within these things, Chennai, I feel, would take over a lot of the thing from the industry and the manufacturing side of things.
mm,
The way we see the Foxcons, Bistrons, including all your big manufacturing housings having setting it up. So the gentry of Chennai people who would be buying would be towards more of worker class, blue collar, as well as business people who are growing more than so from the IT side of things.
mm,
So if the affordable market is taken in Tamil Nadu in the range of 25 to 60, it's an easier said than done number to achieve in your actual sales. But that is going to create millions of square feet of homes because today, even a small Ola, Swiggy person working in a factory is taking a wage at about 2 to 2.5 lakhs per annum.
mm,
And given the access of UPIs, how our government has digitized the entire systems of payments, today we are easily, accessible to the banks. They have an online bank account. Each and the lowest category from your domestic staff to everybody has gone in to build their own UPI track records. Their payments come online. So thereby allowing banks to give these people a loan. And
right.
mortgages is the key and the basis of how the industry and the economy grows. So I
Absolutely.
think our mortgage industry within India is an evolving one and yet
Mm,
to mature compared to the West and the global markets. But I think we've caught that fire. Effective
absolutely.
interest rates, ease of disbursement, and opening of a lot of NBFCs and coming back into action to cheer with the positivity of real estate. I think that will be the propeller.
Absolutely. Very well said. Angad, that brings me to the last question, and this is about your group and the BCD Group appears to have hit a sweet spot. You seem to be on a roll, and many congratulations for that. Your order book currently, just to put things in context for our viewers and listeners, BCD's order book currently stands at rupees 1,500 crore for the development of premium properties across central and secondary business districts in Bengaluru. Tell us a bit more about your ongoing and future projects and other plans, because you are also diversifying into not just from diversifying away also from a bit of a real core real estate, if I may say so. Say, for instance, into the interior design space too. What is driving your bullishness? What are the key determinants that is making you so bullish and making you feel so bullish, Angad?
So thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for the positive, encouragement onto it. I think where we are coming from is not only this past 2 years where we are seeing rapid diversification and growth happening, but I think it has been the organic build-up over the last 7 decades as an organization when we have grown strength to strength and built our ability in execution, seamless execution. Being a large turnkey contractor across the country and having worked globally in 7 countries, we have delivered all spectrums of asset classes over a period of time. that learning coming with us with constant delivery and being a zero debt group has
Hmm.
been able to poise us for this times which is in the emergence and the maturity of Indian real estate sector. The last decade was about customers, investors, bankers, everybody understanding and appreciating how this asset class is run. And once post COVID, the markets really took off to what they were supposed to be. We were standing on the backside to be working backward for this bullish run, which is the next decade, what we call as the golden decade of India. So,
Absolutely.
having capitalized ourselves internally, not apart from the cash flow, but we believe people and team are the core of any business. And having a good management organization built with a labor force of 6,000 workers with us today and have built loyalty with us over the decades, maintaining their cash flows. They are all on the forefront of contributing towards grade A asset construction as well as new construction, which we are taking our learnings from having done it for everybody and building it back with the knowledge, acumen, and ability within our system to deliver it for customers with the mindset that today it is only a three agenda which a customer looks at. One is quality, the second would be the timely delivery, and the third is the value for money.
Absolutely.
That,
Yes.
if we add it with the design, with the engineering, with the sustainable model, as well as very well planned homes, future looking with all of your AI built into it, I think that is going to be our USP going ahead over the next decade to pay our part of contribution to make this $1 trillion economy.
Absolutely. No, very well said. And many congratulations once again. And wish you all the best. Thank you, Angad, for taking the time out
Thank you, Gaurav.
to drop by and have this conversation with us. And thank you so much for sharing your insights and perspective. That's it from us for this episode. We shall be back again with a fresh episode of Keeping It Real by Housing.com with information and insights on the real estate industry. Whether you are a pro or a beginner, we are here to keep you informed and entertained in the world of Indian real estate. This is Keeping It Real by Housing.com, where we keep it real always. You can catch the episode on Housing.com, on the Housing.com app, on the YouTube channel of Housing.com, on Earshot.in, Spotify.com, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Ghana.com, and Geo7. Take care and stay safe.